Launching a counterattack on U.S. tariffs, China will impose 34% duties on all goods imported from the United States. Hong Kong police and their Asian counterparts launch a major crackdown on child pornography, leading to the arrest of 435 suspects. And South Korean leader Yoon Suk-yeol is ousted by the country's constitutional court over the former president's short-lived imposition of martial law, which sparked the nation's worst political crisis. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Zhu. Beijing fights back on U.S. President Donald Trump's Liberation Day tariffs by announcing multiple measures, including an extra 34% tariff on imported American goods on top of existing duties. According to a statement by the Customs Tariff Commission, the new tariffs will take effect at 12:01 p.m. on April 10th. Goods that departed from the place of origin before the implementation time and those that are imported until midnight on May 13th will be exempted from the additional levy. It also pointed out that the current policies on tax protection and tax exemption would remain unchanged and that there would be no reduction or exemption for the new tax this time. Separately, the Commerce Ministry announced export control measures on certain rare earth-related items and had added more American companies to its export control and unreliable entity lists. Hong Kong police arrest 7 people, including a 16-year-old male student, in a joint operation with their Asian counterparts to crack down on child pornography. Best Learn reports.
The joint effort with Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore and Thailand saw 435 arrests in total. The operation in Hong Kong last month concluded with 7 arrests, aged 16 to 49, in connection of making and possessing child pornography. Officers seized 11 computers, 7 mobile phones and 392 child pornography items during the operation. In one of the cases, a 16-year-old male student was arrested in suspicion of making child pornography. Several images were found in his mobile phone showing his younger sister's intimate parts. The images were believed to be taken when the suspect was about 14 and the victim was 11. According to the police, a total of 80 child porn cases were recorded last year, up 27% from 2023. Among these cases, nearly 60% were related to social media platforms, dating apps, or online games, with the youngest victim just 4 to 5 years of age. Separately, artificial intelligence-generated child porn was found in other countries, but no relevant cases were found in Hong Kong. However, police reminded that such content is also illegal in Hong Kong, and that possession of child porn is tantamount to indirectly encouraging criminal syndicates to harm children. Officers noted that many cases involved families with less parental supervision, urging parents to educate their children at an early age and instill positive values in sex education. Best Learn, Cable News.
This year's Ching Ming Festival tomb-sweeping traditions unfolded with relatively lighter crowds and heightened environmental awareness as residents embrace alternatives like floral tributes and cross-border visits to the mainland. Quentin Yang tells us more.
At Chai Wan MTR station, families carrying bundles of paper offerings, flowers, and tribute food queued for buses to nearby cemeteries. The area's critical thoroughfare, Lingxing Road, remained closed to private vehicles until 3 p.m., with exceptions only for hearses, taxis, and authorized transports. Nearby, escalators leading to the Chinese permanent cemeteries operated in a one-way upward direction during peak hours to manage crowds, as police officers directed foot traffic. It's noticeably less crowded this year, maybe half the usual crowd, remarked this man. The decline aligns with campaigns by the cemetery administration, urging families to replace paper offerings with flowers or digital tributes to curb air pollution. Police enforced road closures and diversions citywide on selected dates starting today, including 12-hour shutdowns at busy roads near major cemeteries, such as Kochu Road. In Cheongkwan-o, electric shuttle services were introduced to assist the elderly and mobility-impaired visitors navigating the steep paths to the cemetery, a response to road closures affecting private vehicles. While many honor traditions locally, others opted for cross-border visits. At Kwentong's APM Mall, travelers boarded coaches to Shenzhen Bay for tomb sweeping in the mainland and probably spent their 3-day holiday up in the north. Kwentinya, Cable News.
After wrapping up his mainland tour, which Beijing officials hailed as a breakthrough in cultural diplomacy, American YouTuber IShowSpeed arrived in Hong Kong today, drawing massive crowds and chaotic scenes as fans trailed his every move. Quentin Yang reports.
Write my name?
Dressed in a Hong Kong football team jersey emblazoned with his nickname Speed, the influencer kicked off his day at Causeway-based Times Square, where he enthusiastically participated in the local villain-hitting ritual at Wan Chai's Canal Road. Crowds swelled as he then headed to Ocean Park, marveling at giant pandas, his first encounter with the animals, and interacting with seals under staff supervision.
I found you in Hong Kong, Ronaldo!
The excitement turned frenetic when Speed boarded a double-decker tram. Leaning precariously from the upper deck, he waved at fans, prompting dozens to spill onto the road and chase the moving tram. His appearance at Sheung Wan MTR station nearly paralyzed the traffic, prompting staff to call police for crowd control.
Calm down!
IShowSpeed, sometimes just known as Speed, has over 37 million YouTube followers worldwide. His Hong Kong visit caps a weeks-long mainland journey that included climbing the Great Wall and sparring at Shaolin Temple, all the while being followed by thousands of fans. Mainland media and officials praised the tour for showcasing an unfiltered China and bridging cultural divides. Quentinya, Cable News.
Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism Rosanna Law concluded her Beijing visit today, stating preparations for the national games have entered the final phase. The minister also met with Hong Kong and Macau Work Office Director Xia Baolong, vowing to uphold a spirit of innovation in local tourism development. With the 15th National Games upcoming in the Greater Bay Area this November, Law revealed the city has already conducted 4 test events, including marathon and road cycling trials with Guangdong and Macau, calling the experience invaluable. More test events, such as beach volleyball and men's basketball, are scheduled between April and June. While core preparations are nearing completion, she noted the ongoing work in cultural promotion, ticketing, and broadcasting. During her meeting with Director Xia, Law said the Beijing's top man in Hong Kong emphasized innovating local tourism, particularly coastal and island attractions. The Development Bureau has invited proposals for projects in areas like Lama Island and Lantau, aligning with Beijing's guidance. We must capitalize on the support measures from the central government, she stressed. Fresh ideas, not repetitive offerings, are key to drawing returning visitors. Law also met with mainland's film authorities and cultural leaders, identifying collaboration opportunities for the city's film industry. Marking this year's Children's Day celebrations, Ocean Park has initiated a heartwarming toy donation campaign to spread joy to families and children in need. As families flocked to the popular attraction this morning, many took time to participate in the charitable drive. Long queues formed at designated collection points near the main entrance, where visitors deposited gently used toys and games. A young girl who donated toys showed support for the event, saying that sharing things and joy to other people makes her happier. Her parent added that the initiative teaches children the value of generosity, which is important for their development, and that he is proud of his kids. As a token of appreciation, the park is rewarding participants with special 50% discount vouchers for child admissions and limited edition bookmarks featuring the park's beloved panda twins. South Korea's Constitutional Court has ousted President Yoon Suk-yeol over his short-lived imposition of martial law last year, which sparked the country's worst political crisis in decades. His removal takes effect immediately, and the court's decision marks Yoon's formal dismissal from the presidency. Sachin Kadvi reports.
All 8 justices of South Korea's Constitutional Court unanimously ruled to uphold the decision made by the country's parliament to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol.
피청구인 대통령 윤석열을 파면한다.
4 months after a botched attempt to impose martial law in a surprise late-night address on television, today's verdict capped the political turmoil which had engulfed the whole nation.
헌법소의 책무를 저버리고
Acting Chief Justice Moon Young-bae said Yoon had violated the principles of governance defined by the Constitution by deploying the military. Through his proclamation, Yoon broadly violated people's fundamental rights and seriously jeopardized the stability of the Democratic Republic, the judge added. However, Yoon had reversed the declaration a few hours later after lawmakers voted to overturn his decree. The 64-year-old said he never intended to fully impose military rule and tried to downplay the fallout. But angry lawmakers wanted more and impeached Yoon earlier this year, triggering more political chaos. In the capital Seoul today, supporters of the ousted president expressed their frustration, saying the trial was fabricated. Yoon is also facing a criminal trial for insurrection related to the declaration of martial law. The criminal charge is punishable by life imprisonment or death.
존경하는 국민 여러분.
Prime Minister Han Sak-do urged South Koreans to respect the court's decision and maintain public safety and order. He also vowed to ensure national security and carry out the next general election within 60 days as mandated by the law. Sachin Kadvi, Cable News.
Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with 1 or 2 showers. Temperatures will range between 19 and 22 degrees. Moderate east to northeasterly winds. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Ju. Thank you for watching and good night.